me, the biggest change, I think, has been the way that I pray. So I am willing to ask people to pray for me, whereas before I probably wouldn't have ever done that, because I didn't really think that it would work. But I saw, because Judy prayed in the car on the way to the car accident, that it does work. But I was a person that prayed who prayed when I needed something or when there were hard times. And I almost found myself falling back into that. So for a few weeks things were pretty calm in my life during this past couple of months, and I found myself forgetting to pray or not thinking that I needed to. And Judy helped remind me to, she would just ask, what time are you going to church this weekend? And kind of just give me that little nudge. Not in a forceful way or anything that I thought she was forcing it on me. And just remind me, kind of put me back in my place, like, okay, just because it's good right now doesn't mean that it's going to stay good, and it doesn't mean that there's still not work going on. And another person is Mackenzie, Judy's daughter, sends me every day daily devotions. And a lot of hers have almost seemed like they're directed at me also. So they'll say things like, even when things are good, that doesn't mean God's not working, and that doesn't mean that you have to stop, that you get to stop living as a Christian. You need to continue that faith and continue that journey. So I think that that's helped me along my way. And just surrounding myself by people that are involved in church. So I see Julia Rimshaw every day because she watches Quentin, and I talk to Jason Rimshaw a lot, Judy and her family, obviously. So just making sure that that's a part of the dialogue, I think, and getting in the right community of people.
And I'm like so proud of my kids. I mean, my kids have changed and grown so much through this experience with her and what she's going through. My kids pray for her every day. And my kids feel a responsibility to take care of her. Like, my entire school knows who Baby Q is. I mean, we're small, and we're gifted in that way that everybody knows everybody. And Baby Q's been on that prayer board since he was born. And so is Bethany. So, like, if they came to school, they would be like famous people walking into the King's Academy. But Mackenzie is amazing. And they've had conversations, like, she's questioned, why does your science book, talks about evolution in this way, and what is this, and God created, they've had awesome conversations about God, and Kenzie says it so perfectly, and she sends her songs. She didn't want any song in the beginning that had Jesus in it. She was like, I need to ease into this. Mackenzie, found, 5 or 6 songs that, she just sent to her. So my kids feel a responsibility to her.
And I think that's good that Judy brought me in, because if I had tried to do this on my own, I probably wouldn't have been able to stick with it. So Judy and her family have had to drop what they're doing 6 times in the past 2 months for me in order to help me out with things. And I know they don't care, and that they're happy to do it, but at the same time, Judy and Kevin have their own family to raise. So, I think that she has fulfilled her duties at this point. So, she's brought me to church. She's brought me to God. She's dropped what she's done, or what she's been doing with her girls, to help me.
Well, that's like when she said that, you fulfilled your duties. I guess I don't see it that way. I see it as, you're my family, and that's what we do. I would do it for people that aren't my family, but for her, she's my family, so it's just what we do.
At Zion's, it's kind of like you're immediately welcomed in. I think that one of the things is that nobody really seems to have any, I don't want to, probably not saying it right, but nobody really has any shame. So if you have something going on, then just ask somebody to pray for you. Whereas other people might be kind of embarrassed by that. I feel like people in our community don't really see it that way. So, you know, I'm not even worried if Judy and I don't go to the same time service. I'm not worried about sitting by myself because I feel like I fit there. So, you know, one of the things that's up and coming is a possible relocation with Quentin to another state. So, it's a really tough decision and it's bittersweet because now I have like a community here, and I kind of always have, but now I have an even larger one and a stronger one, and a lot more support than I think I have in the past. But before I would have picked up and moved and not given another thought to joining another church, and now I'm really actively searching for a church that is as close to Zion's as I can.
Of all of them that are to come, and I know that, you know, she needs support, but I feel strongly that when she does go home, like we already looked at some churches that Randy gave us, the Willow Creek, and we looked at, and there is one it's about 25 minutes away, but we're gonna keep looking, but just that she is thinking that she's gonna keep looking and to do that, and if all of this, she brings my sister to church and to Christ, and maybe my niece, then, you know, God is good. I mean, they're our family, and I mean, my kids adore him and her, but they know that she has to go where it's best for her right now, and I think that's going to be a learning lesson in itself, that we are given people for a season sometimes, and if in that season you are able to do what we've done with her, not just us, it's God, it's not us, God just used us. But if bringing somebody to Christ is what our job was at that time, then we were used well.